The International Criminal Court is targeting Israel, and Israeli officials are outraged. Top Israeli officials could now all face prosecution following a decision by the International Criminal Court to investigate war crimes allegedly committed in the Palestinian territories. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu is blasting the move, calling it a political tool against the Jewish state. Israel has refused to sign up to the International Criminal Court since its creation in 2002. The probe would apparently look into Israel's policy of settling its citizens in Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank, its actions during the 2014 war in Gaza, and its response to the Palestinian protests on the Gaza Strip border with Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu is accusing the ICC's chief prosecutor Fatou Bensouda as using the investigation to challenge the Jewish right to Israeli land. Israel is reportedly planning to refuse to cooperate with the investigation. The Prime Minister, Defense Ministers, IDF chiefs, and heads of the Shin Bet security service who have worked over the past 5 years could all face the danger of prosecution. That's because the ICC deals with the prosecution of individuals for alleged crimes rather than states. Private Israeli organizations could potentially defend those that are prosecuted, but the Israeli government says they will not work with the probe in any formal capacity. Now, here's some rather unusual news. It looks like ties are becoming even closer between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. The foreign minister of the UAE has just tweeted a link to a news report on the subject, and the fact that he would even take to social media to talk about warming relations with Israel is causing a splash. Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan tweeted a link to a story in the UK's Spectator called Islam's Reformation and ArabIsrael Alliance Taking Shape in the Middle East. Now, the story itself essentially discusses a changing geopolitical landscape in the Middle East, and the realization by Arab figures that Israel could be an important ally against Iran's expansionism in the region, as well as a potential partner for trade and security. Well, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has already publicly responded to the tweet, saying he welcomes Israel's warming ties to Arab countries in the region. Israel is believed to have developed secret ties with numerous Gulf countries in recent years, given the shared fear and dislike toward Iran and the need to combat jihadism. In fact, Prime Minister Netanyahu openly visited Oman back in 2018, and Israeli officials have traveled to the United Arab Emirates for various cultural and sports events. In June, Bahrain's foreign minister even revealed that he wishes for peace with Israel. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz is now advancing non-aggression treaties with several Arab nations in the Gulf. But many Arab leaders have indicated that true normalization cannot take place unless the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is resolved. It's official, the long-awaited high-speed train connecting Jerusalem and Tel Aviv has finally started running. On Saturday evening, the first direct train departed Tel Aviv at 9:56 p.m. and rolled into Jerusalem just 34 minutes later. This is a historical feat for Israel, which has been working on the railway for the last 18 years. The project has required the construction of 9 bridges and 5 tunnels, costing Israel an estimated $2.8 billion. But now, trains traveling between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem will run every 30 minutes from Sunday to Thursday until 9:30 p.m., and travel time will be slashed down to a mere half hour for just 22 shekels a ride. Today, it can take up to an hour and a half driving between the two cities because of crippling traffic.